And hi, welcome back to another video of the Target Individual Program, the Target Individual Experience. So today, again, targeting me, um, you know, projecting sounds, spitting sound again, um, you know, the coughing sounds. The police shows up once in a while, with the sirens. Okay, then also, I'm just browsing. Sometimes I do a mental tech and stuff like that. So I'm browsing through this website, and I'm looking at some motherboards. Just browsing. All of a sudden, the images of the motherboards were all blurred out. Now, um, reloaded the page, restarted my tablet, and again, I'm gonna flip the camera around, and you see here, this is what's happening. Now, if I go back, let's say if I go back, right, it's not a problem at all. See the motherboards? But now, when I again go into filters just to select certain motherboard chipsets. Right now, these are Intel B560 chipset. So when I'm looking at them, all of the images are either blurred, and as soon as I just said that, they do the spitting sound. It's like right, and or the images don't show up at all. Now, if I go back, I'll see the motherboards. But when I go to filter, select um, the CPU format, which is LGA 1200. The chipset is the B560. These are Intel uh, CPU, right? So it's like 10 gen, 11 gen, and the chipsets are, the motherboard manufacturer making those motherboards for those particular CPU, right? Those 10 gen and 11 gen Intel CPU. So from time to time, I just go look. Um, because I'm just bored, I just browse through stuff. So this is what they've been doing, right? Always again, uh, hacking into the network, doing stuff like this. Particularly, they start doing it lately. And also, since I did the video I uploaded in terms of my son going to meet this his friend and her mother in Prospect Park, all of a sudden, today, when he called her, I guess she woke up late, and so they couldn't meet up. So now Pam is like, well, their mother is going to take them to the movies, and I'm saying to myself, you know, you should not be. Uh, you first of all, you don't even know this woman. You haven't spoken to her. Okay, why is she taking our son, to a movie, or even uh, taking her son, taking our son with her daughter to Prospect Park? She hasn't even contacted you. I said, did the mother contact you? No. So why are you letting him? But this is the mindset of, you know, these single mothers, right? These single Negropean mothers. Okay, and I say Negropean to describe her as that type of woman because again, uh, they believe in the bullshit Christianity. They don't want to accept and look at the reality in which black people still face in this country. Because they may have a good job, but they might have a house or a home, what have you. So all of a sudden they think racism is non-existent. Racism will slap them in the face and they'll ignore it. Okay. And so, I was speaking to my son today, and I said, "Listen, it is my job as your father to teach you the reality. Your mother's not going to teach it to you. Okay? She's been conditioned a certain way. We've all been conditioned a certain way. Okay? But as your father and as men, particularly as black men, we know how this system is for us. Okay? I know what it's like to grow up, particularly as a young black Negropean man, clueless about what racism really is, clueless about white supremacy. And so it wasn't until I started doing research and getting rid of this Negropean mindset, particularly when it comes to religion, Because religion is one of the greatest weapons they use against us as a people. Okay? But the majority of us who believe in religion fail to understand that. If you go, even today, I was sharing information on Facebook. They didn't want that. Every time I go, I share information. They will send the police out with the sirens and stuff like that. So now this is what they're doing. Okay, so they'll always find some ways to target you as TIs. And I also posted a Vice podcast about the Havana syndrome, right? And what you'll see is that you'll notice that when they talk about these things, particularly on social media, they can YouTube with all these videos about this stuff, they try to make it as if it's a psychological issue. Okay? But if you look at all of our brain scans, including mine, I have it on one of my videos, which I posted. Okay, we all share brain damage due to as if we had multiple concussions. Okay, but there is no evidence of in the skull of having been hit with blunt force trauma. Well, I mean, without blunt force trauma, but with blunt force over and over again. It's like football players, right? So the damage to the white matter in our brain, which is due to which will cause, which is caused by having multiple concussions. Okay, so we have the medical evidence, regardless of what they want to say. And on top of that, we know that the Russians were microwaving the American embassy in 1968 to 1978. We know that the CIA and the State Department allow it to happen while they study the effect it has on their diplomats, on American diplomats. And they knew it, and they let it happen. And we know that these diplomats had later on had cancer, developed cancer, all sorts of psychological issues, neurological issues, okay, as well as the changes within their DNA. So no matter how much they want to hide these things, the proof is out there, the truth is out there. We know that in 1992, I believe, 92, 93, the Branch Davidian, Waco, Texas, David Koresh, the FBI inquiry into obtaining Russian mind control technology and device to send messages into the mind of David Koresh. So from that, we know that they can pinpoint individuals, that they can use these technology. So when they try to say, "Oh, you can't pinpoint an individual," yes, you can. Yes, you can. Go look at the research the technology. Yes, you can. Okay, look at voice to skull, or what is called directional audio. Okay, as we've seen it. There's a YouTube video on it of a V2K. Guys in the library, so people are reading. He has this device, and he's pointing it at a particular person, and only that person alone can hear it. So it tells you that the beam of energy, right, acoustic energy, is directional, as well as broad base also. Okay, so they can concentrate it in the focus of a beam. Right. This is why